Hello! How you doing? Let's talk about dragons. We're on a dragon hunt. Someone's told me that there's a dragon around here somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Careful. And here it is. Can you see that? Big dragon, big red dragon right in the middle of town. Look at the legs. Big head with massive teeth. Big, thick, powerful hind legs and long tail. Here's another red dragon. And this is on a flag. This is the Welsh flag. Isn't that an amazing flag? I'm English, but you know, I wouldn't mind being Welsh just to be able to have that flag. Anyway, let's get back to the article. This week's photo is of a dragonfly, and it's a bit strange, right, that such a tiny creature, small flying insect like that, should have the name dragon. You know, a dragon, a huge, enormous, powerful, dangerous thing, not a tiny little harmless thing. But if you use your imagination a little bit, you can imagine that long body, those claws, that funny face. That's a bit like a small dragon. So today we're going to find out more about dragons. There's a curious example in Britain, in Wales and England. The Welsh flag is a big red dragon. That's quite cool. Dragon symbols were used way back in Celtic Britain, long before Wales and England ever existed. They were symbols of power and leadership. And when the Romans invaded, their military standards also often included dragons, the Draco. And there is a Welsh legend where a red dragon is fighting with a white dragon. The white dragon symbolises the Anglo-Saxon invaders, and the red dragon is the people of Wales who are resisting, fighting and surviving. But if England's patron saint is St. George, who is famous for killing a dragon, why is a dragon not on the English flag too? Well, in the case of the English flag, it's about killing a dragon. It's the cross of St. George. The dragon is seen as the enemy, and you need a hero to kill it. And historically, royal imagery in England was based on the lion, another symbol of strength and power. Although I think a dragon would beat a lion any day of the week. So to sum up, for the English, the dragon is the threat that needs to be destroyed, whereas for the Welsh, the dragon is the hero. The dragon is the guardian of the nation. But where did dragons come from? I mean, they're all over the world. They emerged from completely independent and different cultures. Why has humanity created this image all over the globe? Let's find out more.
Dragons appear in myths and legends from many parts of the world, even in cultures that developed independently from each other. Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Americas all have stories about powerful dragon-like creatures. This similarity is surprising, but it can be explained by shared human experiences, fears, and ways of understanding the world. One reason dragons appear everywhere is the natural environment. Early humans lived alongside dangerous animals, such as snakes, crocodiles, large cats, and birds of prey. Many dragons combine the most frightening features of these creatures. For example, in ancient Greece, the dragon Python guarded the Oracle of Delphi and was described as a giant serpent. In Mesoamerican mythology, the Aztecs worshipped Quetzalcoatl, while the Maya had a closely related feathered serpent god known as Kukulkan. Although these cultures were far apart, they created similar creatures based on animals they feared or respected. The human brain also plays an important role. Humans are very good at imagining threats, especially large and powerful ones. Fire-breathing dragons represent the ultimate danger. They are intelligent, strong, and difficult to defeat. In European medieval legends, such as the story of Saint George and the dragon symbolizes chaos and evil that must be defeated by a hero. Similar hero versus monster stories appear in many cultures because humans everywhere enjoy stories about bravery and survival. Dragons are also used to explain natural events that people did not understand. In China, dragons are not usually evil. As well as representing prosperity and good fortune, they exercised control over water and the weather, especially rainfall. In Japan, the sea dragon Ryujin ruled the tides and storms. These myths helped people feel that natural forces were meaningful rather than random. Different cultures also use dragons to express their values. In Norse mythology, the dragon Needhugger lives beneath the world tree Yggdrasil and slowly destroys it, reflecting a belief in a fragile and dangerous world. In contrast, many Asian dragons represent balance, wisdom, and harmony with nature. The same creature is used to express very different ideas. Dragons are also symbols of power and authority. In China, emperors were closely linked to dragons, and the creature appeared on royal clothing and buildings to show divine right to rule. In West African mythology, the giant serpent Ido Huido from the Dahomey Kingdom, modern Benin, helped support the earth itself. These stories made political and social power seem natural and sacred. Interestingly, dragons even influenced the way people named real animals. The dragonfly gets its English name from its long body, fast movement, and powerful appearance, which reminded people of tiny dragons flying through the air. In the past, dragonflies were sometimes believed to be dangerous or magical. Similar ideas appear in other languages. In German, the dragonfly is called Libella, but older folk names connected it to dragons and danger, while in Swedish, Trollslanda links the insect to magical creatures. Another explanation for dragon myths is the discovery of fossils. Long before modern science, people found large bones in the ground and did not know they belonged to dinosaurs or whales. In Europe, such discoveries may have inspired stories of dragons sleeping underground. In China, so-called dragon bones were even used in traditional medicine, strengthening belief in dragons as real ancient creatures. Dragons remain popular in modern culture because they are powerful storytelling symbols. In the TV series Game of Thrones, dragons represent destruction and political power. In The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, the dragon Smaug is intelligent, greedy, and terrifying, much like medieval European dragons. These stories show that dragons still reflect human fears and desires. In conclusion, dragons appear in myths across the world because humans share similar fears, environments, and ways of thinking. Whether in ancient legends, insect names, or modern films and books, dragons continue to show how deeply imagination connects different cultures. Chat about these questions and write down your opinions and ideas. 1. Describe the picture in as much detail as possible. Do you often see insects like these where you live? 2. Are there any myths about dragons in your area, or any other mythical beasts or creatures? 3. Think about dragons you have encountered in films, TV series, and books. Describe and compare them. 4. Why do you think similar myths appear in cultures that never met each other? 5. Why do some cultures see dragons as evil or negative, while others see them as influential and positive?